Yeah, this is Eastern Washington's a very good basketball team. They play well together. You look at the teams that they've played. They beat some good teams, played some good teams close. The thing that jumps out at me is their size. They're a very big team. Their point guards are 6'6", 6'7", and then they're bigger from there. So they've got I think one of the best post players that we'll play all year in this. Price, he's 6'10", and just very skilled around the basket, and plus he can stretch the floor and hit threes. So challenge for us more than anything is a team that shoots a lot of threes. I think in the top 50 in threes attempted, and that always scares you when you're playing a team that plays well together. Their shot selections is really good, and so they're going to try to get us in scramble situation and launch the three, so we've got to certainly guard that.
Coach, is there any update on Jalen Tyson's status for tomorrow?
Yeah, he worked out yesterday and today, so we feel like he'll be ready to go.
Kind of a similar situation for Bocek. For Daniel Bocek, I kind of saw him battle an ankle.
Yeah, Daniel's he's he right at the end of the last game he twisted his ankle, and so it'll be determined whether he'll be able to play tomorrow or not. So it's kind of 50-50 whether he'll be able to play.
And are you worried at all about not having a true road test until conference play starts?
I'm always worried. Yeah. So, but we're, we play good competition, and again, our focus is still on us, just trying to get better, and we're, trying to get different combinations, and the main thing is just getting a good flow, and so we're whether we see a zone or our man or full court press that we can flow into what we're trying to do at that particular time.
Coach, coming off of last week's win, it was a close one, but just kind of curious on the week of practice and kind of how that was structured and the intensity. What was that like?
Well, I think the main thing it's just a reminder that anybody can beat you in any contest, and we have to respect our opponent, be ready to play, and our big emphasis is just to play hard. And in that last contest, we feel like that we didn't play as hard as we should have and play together, but just our intensity and just being more emotionally ready to play. And we were, I thought there were several guys that just didn't come mentally and physically prepared. And of course, that's also back on our coaching staff. So hopefully that's the biggest thing we learned.
And then your bench rotation, too. You guys had a lot of guys in and out. Is there a guy specifically that you think could really step into a starting role that's coming off the bench who's giving you guys good minutes?
We've seen some promise in several players, but at the same time, I think that's one of our biggest concerns is just the who is going to be those guys that come in off the bench and can contribute immediately. And we've had every one of the guys has done that from time to time, but we're trying to find those guys that have some consistency that we can count on when they get in the game, whether it be on the offensive end or the defensive side.
Coach, talking about consistency, who's shown the most consistent growth from the beginning of the year to today? And
a couple of guys come out. I start with Daniel Bocek, of course, and we've talked a lot about him, but he has been very consistent on both ends, and hopefully he'll be ready to play tomorrow. But if he doesn't, we'll just have to, count on some of these younger guys to do that. KJ's has some experience, but then Robert Jennings has been playing well. But I think Pop Isaacs is a guy that seems to get better and better each game. And on the defensive side, he's gotten much, much better there. So really pleased with his progress. And I think Davion Harmon's also been one of our cornerstones to this team as far as just playing hard on both ends, and certainly he has experience to go with that. So those are the guys that come to mind of those three.
As you get to the end of non-conference and get toward conference, where is the team in your mind? Are they to where you want them to be for conference game, or you still have more to go?
Yeah, it was such a tough conference. No, we're not anywhere close to where we need to be, and that's a good thing, because we have a lot of potential, and getting these guys to know where they're supposed to be and what they can do and can't do, and these guys having some confidence to play up to their ability. So we're a long way off from playing to our potential, and we're going to have to continue to get better to be able to be very competitive in the Big 12.
And when you were talking about the Eastern Washington post player, that's maybe one of the best ones you see. How have you seen your post players grow over the course of the season so far?
Yeah, well, we've seen some growth again, obviously with Daniel, and KJ Allen's one of our best passers and can shoot the three, and we're hoping that he's going to make a step forward, and I just think he needs more playing time, some confidence, and we'll get to see him play a lot of minutes tomorrow. And then Robert Jennings, we've been really pleased with his physicality, and he's got a high motor. And so he's always fun to coach, and just getting him to learn when and where to go, and his timing, and on the offensive end, on the defensive side, it's just going to take some time to get his experience to learn our side defense. But he's improving, and he's one of our best rebounders, which we also need. In which Eastern Washington's a very, very good rebounding team on both sides of the floor. They don't give up, but usually one shot, so every time down. So we're going to have to really work harder to get some second and third chances with offensive rebounding, and then trying to keep their very big team off the boards. They really crash hard.
Mark, you mentioned it before, but in terms of what you're looking to maybe try and help yourselves with if Daniel doesn't play tomorrow, who are you kind of looking to kind of be those guys? Is it a KJ? Is it a Robert Jennings, or some guys to kind of step in there for you?
Yeah, Carlos, I don't know if we may stick with a bigger lineup, and of course we've got Kevin O'Banner that may have to play the five some, and then but then we've got Robert and KJ, and then we may go small ball and move one of our big guards down to that forward spot, whether it be Jalen Tyson or possibly Elijah Fisher.
In terms of what you saw or the coaching staff from Lamar Washington, what allowed him to play so much and obviously get 12 points and kind of have the performance he had last week?
Yeah, Lamar's one that I should be talking about more. He's a guy that's made some progress, and he's got a good feel for the game at the point guard position, and he's a pass-first player, in which we need, and he's been very efficient on that end, and is getting better defensively. I think that's his big challenge for all these freshmen, just is learning how to guard on this level.
And I guess just kind of along those lines, obviously he's been playing the point for you. Have you kind of liked the way he's paced it, the way that Davion's done it? And it's just a matter of, like you said, it's just kind of getting better on the defensive end.
It is, and we're two steps forward, one step back, and we were in a similar situation last year. Except our guys, we had some older guys that were and had a little more length. But I really do believe this team could be very, very good on the defensive side, and. If we can also get Fordos back, then which I think we will soon, and I think that'll strengthen us on both sides of the ball, but especially defensively.
You mentioned you felt like some guys didn't come out ready to play last week. I guess what was the message for some of those, or did you kind of see some seniors kind of come in and kind of let them know, hey, there needs to be some urgency now, the Big 12's coming up?
Some of both. I mean, I think our seniors, our older players, did talk to the younger guys about it, but you just sit all across the country. I mean, there's a lot of upsets. You need to respect everyone, and you'll even see some teams that are have a big win and then they have emotional letdown and they get beat the next game. It's we saw that happen to Illinois, and it happens all the time. So our challenge to these guys is come ready every game, and we just don't have the depth right now to not come ready to play hard and to be mentally and emotionally prepared. So that preparation is something that we spend a lot of time right after the game talking about in film, and then and that's something these young guys have to understand that they've got to be in the film room and really take this scouting seriously about who we're playing and how each team plays.
Anything else? Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you all.